Hi everybody, welcome to the after show chat. So it's me, Ruth, here at artfulstampin.co.uk, and the reason I do this is because I don't want to clog up my other video with me chatting. I'd rather keep it very much as a craft thing. So I'll wait a few minutes for people to come on and ask me any questions that they want to ask me, and I'll just check my social media while I'm waiting for people, see what happens. So, hi Deborah, nice to see you. Hi Kay, hi Randy. How you guys doing? Hi Sheila. Hi Janice, hi Monica, hi Wendy. Hi Martina. Okay, so did anyone have any other questions, or I was waiting for Vicky to come on. She was going to tell me where she's from. Hi Melanie. Or if you want any more tips or tricks. Hi Subo. Oh, I've just seen someone's asked me to do a sheet for a gift bag for a baby shower. I might have to do that tomorrow. The cat's out the room now. I better write this list of things I need to do. So one sheet wonder for a baby. Oh, I'm so sorry, excuse me. Right, one sheet wonder for a baby. A baby bag, or baby packaging, I guess. Is there any other ideas you guys want me to do? I was just looking at what people have put on Artful Stampin Space. Oh, the analytics. Okay. Janice, have you downloaded YouTube Studio onto your app? My Meadow. Oh, My Meadow, the stamp set. Okay. What do you need? What would you like to kind of know? Anything specific? How do you use the dots on the Thoughtful Bloom stamp set? The dots are supposed to sit with the little, what I call the carrot top, but I often use the dots separately. Okay, so the dots there are supposed to sit on top of there, but generally I just use them to fill in spaces and that kind of thing. Have I got any cards I've made? So like that card there, I've just done dots. On this one, oh, you can barely see it, sorry about that. So this is on Night of Navy, but I did Night of Navy dots on Night of Navy to create quite a subtle background. Let's see if I can find any others. On that one. Waterfront has the best dots ever. The Mermaid set has a really beautiful set of splattery dots. Let me just get this catalogue. Bigger dots. There are bigger dots in Artisan Textures. That one. And then there's that as well. If you can get hold of, there's an old stamp set that's retired now. It's called Gorgeous Grunge. That had loads of dots in it. on the mermaid for you. Yeah, I think Stampin' Up! Are recognising that, you know, we do need that kind of thing. Seaside Notions. That has a little small amount there. Oh, I've just noticed Wonderful Moments, that one. That has a tiny little set there. You see, there when you know to look for it, you know, it's like, oh, that's got a dot. That's got little dots. Sorry, what's Linda saying? Chit chat, Linda says. Yes, this is a chit chat session. Magical Mermaid. Look, sorry, I know you can't see it, but there. See all those lovely dots there? Dots with little stars in. The Oh So Many Stars, I think it's called, from the Autumn Winter catalogue. In Painted Harvest. Martina, do you have a catalogue? I hope you're writing down the names of these if you don't have a catalogue, because you'll be able to look them up on the website afterwards. Okay, so Janice is asking me about why I guess the question you're asking me is why are some videos more popular than others? That is, if we knew the answer to that one, we wouldn't be spending so many hours kind of trying to figure it out. I guess you need to sometimes go back and analyze some of your videos and think, okay, for me, this is what I do. So I'm not saying this because I think you do it. It's because this is what I do for myself. Did I waffle a bit? Did I just spend time? Was I unprepared? Did I spend more time looking for something than I should have, when I should have been a little bit more prepared? Was the card actually interesting? You know, what I was showing helpful? Did it show a technique? Did it show something new? Was my lighting okay? Was I in focus? You know, that simple stuff like that. So I guess analyze the quality of your content. You know, what's my thumbnail look like? You know, does the picture of, you know, that shows up on YouTube, is it an interesting enough picture? Is the description interesting? Did I use my hashtags? You know, did I use enough tags in the YouTube description? So always making sure you use up all those, I think it's 400 characters that you have in your tags. Use them up. You know, Stampin' Up, how to make a card, how to make papercraft, you know, all those kind of things. The names of the stamp sets. Yeah, and it's interesting after you've done it for a few months. I think you can't really analyze properly if you've only been doing it a few months. You need to do it for a number of months. When I say a few months, what do I mean by that? I don't know, like even up to a year of just putting the content out. And I remember watching something, a guy called Sean Wes, and I think I've mentioned this before, and he was talking about how you shouldn't wait to do something perfectly before you do it. Just go for it. Just keep doing it, because it's in the actual process of doing something that you get better at it. So now Janice, I think you sometimes ask, how do I flip? Actually, someone else has asked about flipping the cameras. You can never get the hashtag. Do you? Okay, so when you type your title, all you do is when you type your title, you do hashtag Stampin' Up. Make sure your hashtag is next to your word, and then it will automatically appear. That's how you get them. It just does it. So just do hashtag Stampin' Up, hashtag Honeybee Crafts, and then write your title without any hashtag on it. And then everything you hashtagged will show up as the blue on the top of the title. Funny enough, I was talking to Esther about this earlier. She goes, do you know how to do it? And I was like, yes, I think I do. I think I have been doing it. And she went, yes, I think you have too. But we were getting confused as to what we were describing to each other. Okay, sorry, I'm sure I've missed some comments here. Let me... Okay, so in terms of analysing the analytics, sometimes it can be when you post stuff, who's around to see it. Blogging it, making sure you've blogged it, making sure you've pinned the blog posts. Good night, Kay. Lovely to see you. There may just be keywords that people search for. Like I noticed that any videos where I used scraps, like how to use up your scrap videos, did really well. But that's just a particular subject people like. Then I think there are just some images that people love. You know, if you can capture a really lovely image of what you've made, people just kind of come on. Okay, what other questions? Linda, you have so many stars, but you haven't used it. What equipment do I use? Sorry, where am I? Hold on, can I just check back on some things? Oh, well done, Sharon. You've just been watching Beautiful Friendship. Okay. Graduating as a nurse. Oh, I suppose you can make little crosses, the little red crosses. We don't have any doctors and nurse stamps, do we? We need to sandbox that one. I've got to make 2 gift bags for the blankets, but they'll have to be 12 by 12 front and back. What about buying, Wendy, what about buying a gift bag and then just decorating it? The Queen of Dots. Mine don't look right, or dots don't sit in the right place. I'll have a little experiment, Randy. How to work out what is working for me. Some get lots of you. Oh, I read that one. Nature section. Hi, Vicky. Sorry, I just noticed you come back in. I can never get the hashtag. Oh, okay. Well, I hope I've helped with that one. What equipment do you use for videos, i.e. camera, stand and lighting? Okay, so what I'm filming on right now is a Samsung S7 Edge phone. I now have this is an S9, but it's a couple of years old, and I seem to find that the sound wasn't so great with that one. I'm using the mic that's on the phone. That's all I'm using. And the reason why it's a little bit blurred, I can see it's a bit blurred down here, is because I have a fine little crack on my screen. I'm keeping it real, guys. You know me. Keep it real. I'm telling you as it is. Okay, so I'll take you off the stand and I will do the camera so you can see what lighting I've got. So overhead, I've just got a normal light bulb in the lamp there, and then here I have a daylight lamp that I purchased off a guy who's visually impaired, and he didn't want it anymore because I presume he got a new one. But I got it for, I don't know, very cheap. But that's the light that I then use for casting here. And then this is a stand that my husband bought me, and it kind of, yeah, it's that long, and then it folds up like that, and then this is then put my my camera sits in here. So this is sprung, so this pulls down, and I put my camera in my phone into there. And then I don't know if you can see, this has got a spring on it, and it should have a spring there as well, and there are 2 springs here, but I find that if I connect all the springs, it bounces up and the phone is not heavy enough to pull it down. So I found that taking those springs out is just best for me. So then also this, oh, sorry, the lighting's terrible when it goes too low. So this moves round and round. This itself rotates like that. And then this, if I loosen this metal bar flicks up like that. So there's quite a lot of rotation and stuff on it, which is useful because when you, okay, for some of you, I know some of you have got issues with your camera flicking, like flipping the wrong way. And it's because you've probably got it on a certain setting on your phone. So, let's see if I can find it here. Okay, so on my Android, there's this thing called auto rotate. So that means that if I'm looking at, oh, I don't know, let's pull Pinterest up. So if I'm looking at Pinterest like that, it does that. And then if I flick it, why doesn't it do it? Well, maybe Pinterest doesn't do it. Oh, hold on. Let's do Facebook instead. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, I don't. Hold on. No, let's do the BBC News. Let's see if it does it with the news. Oh, there we go. Right. So because I flicked it, it flips. Okay. So some of you are having problems because if I put it on camera mode, the way you know that your which direction your camera is in is I look at the, see where the flash symbol is. Sorry, I know it's a bit blurred, but the flash symbol is. If that's the right way up, that means it will take the photo like that. But when you then take it to one side, it stays like that. So if you want to flick it, you need to do that movement to flick it. And then you'll be able to see, I can't really show you because otherwise it might flick again, but you'll be able to see from the flash symbol which direction it is, or the camera symbol or whatever, you'll be able to see. So then sometimes if you've got it flat like that and inadvertently you flick it that way, you've actually flipped the camera again. So that's why some people are saying, oh, it does it backwards. That's because you flipped it too far. So you need to check where it's at and flick it back again. I hope that makes sense. I hope Wendy Margaret Stead is watching this because she was asking me about this. Okay, so that makes sense for those of you who are asking. I think someone asked a question then. Did I miss that? It's an OTT lamp. Oh, what's that mean? What does an OTT lamp mean? I just bought it off this store. Oh, quilters use it. Is there a lock you can pull? Isn't there a lock you can pull? Oh, to stop it flipping? Yeah. Yeah, you can do that, but then if you need it in landscape, it won't flick to landscape. I don't think. Let's see what happens if I switch it off. Hold on. Auto rotate, switch. So portrait, auto. Yeah, it does it to portrait, you see. Oh, OTT is the brand. Oh, I've got a brand. No, that's not your problem, Janice. No, I really do think you still need to contact YouTube about why you can't go live on your device. That, yeah. Have you tried signing into somebody else's device with your Google account and seeing if you can do it? Like, I mean, I'm happy to, you know, if you don't mind giving me, we can talk. Let's talk. See if I can help you figure that one out. Oh, you are live on YouTube now. Okay, what are you finding tricky now, Janice? Janice, do you know how to do your descriptions and take a photo, share it, and then go live? Because that's something I've discovered recently that's really helpful, and I was telling Esther about it the other day. So that it means that I can send messages to everybody that I'm about to go live. Okay, do you want me to talk you through that one then? I'll flip the camera around, it'd be easier. Bear with, guys. Just got to flip my camera. Okay, so you hit the button to go live. Flick the camera. Okay. So, oh, hold on, that's a bit weird. No, downwards. Okay. So, I don't know, let's set up a scene. Do that there. So this is literally what I do when I'm about to go live. Create a title. I will then put an emoji in. Okay, so this is my red button emoji. So the way you find the red button emoji is that you go to there. You scroll. Oh no, don't do that. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. There it is. So you don't have to do red. You can do whatever you want. How do I zoom in and out? I just do that on the top of my phone. I don't know, let's do yellow for fun. Go back there. Go live. I'll just put test here. Oh, I know what. At this point, if you wanted to do your hashtags, you do hashtag Stampin' Up. Okay. Then that. Then test blah blah. Okay. Here you want to say that you're going public. If you go unlisted, no one will see you unless you share it to someone specific. Public, if you want to put your location, you can. Here you want to put it's not made for kids. No, don't restrict my viewers to 18 and over. No, don't do that. Then you go next. At this point, I flick my camera around. Oh, I've got it locked, haven't I? Let me unlock it. Let's do that, auto rotate. Okay, so you see it's now in portrait, but I want to stream a landscape, so I flick my camera and I give it a... Okay, so that just took a picture of my wipes. I don't want that, do I? So here you go retake thumbnail, and you do that, like that. So before I go live, don't go live straight away. You then go share, and then you should have all these options should come up, and you can share it to your Pages Manager, Messenger, or you could copy the link, or you put it on your newsfeed. So say for example I was going to put it on Artful Stampin Space, I'd go newsfeed. Oh, sometimes it takes two goes. So here it says create post, so I click on there in a group, Artful Stampin Space, and then post. I'm not pressing post because I'm not doing it, but if you were to do it, press post, and that's how I get that up on Artful Stampin Space. Okay, so before you go live, make sure that it is in the right way up. Okay, and then you just go live, and then ta-da, you're live. Okay, so I'm going to delete that. Abandon stream, yes. Okay, hope that helps. Any other questions? Hi Nadia, we're just having a little bit of a masterclass about YouTube. I would love a mini series on video making. Anything specific, Anne-Marie, about it? Oh, you're live on YouTube. Oh, sorry, I just read your comment. Oh, I'm live on YouTube now. Oh, okay, Cheryl, take care. Okay, so analytics. Let's have a look. YouTube Studio. Sometimes it's worth looking. So you can look at all your videos, and then here you can look at your most viewed. So sometimes it is useful to do that. and just look at what your most viewed were. So for me, mine is the Step Floral card, and it always has been super popular, that one. Making cards from scraps. I don't know what it is about that stamp set, that video. It just seems to show up. And it kind of breaks a lot of, you know, what I would call YouTube rules. It has no words on it. It doesn't, I don't know, maybe people are attracted to the picture. I don't know. Then creating kaleidoscope template, that did really well because it was really popular amongst Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. Then fourth from the top is another scrap card. Then fifth on the top is how to use the template. Then, oh, sixth is paper flowers. And then below, now fine tip glue pen. I know why that's popular because it was just a really cool technique. Then look, 4 cards, 4 colours. I can't remember what else I called that one. 4 cards, 4 colours. 1 stamp set. That seemed to do really well as well. So it's worth just checking back and looking at why things are popular. Or try and figure out why things are popular. Sometimes you just don't know. Yeah. What's the other thing? Also with this app, it's very easy to go back in and change thumbnails. So video. So if you've got a boring thumbnail, like, I know what, look, this is a bit boring, this one I've just done. So what you can do then is what I do is after I've done a video, I will then maybe set out what I've done, get the ink pads. This is a really simple way of showing the colours that I used. Arrange them nicely. So this is what I do to create my thumbnails. So pop that there like that. Actually, let's just do it that way. Let's just do that. So guys, I'm just showing you exactly what I would do. So then I would take a photograph of that, make sure it's the right way up. Put that a bit closer. There we go. So then go back to YouTube Studio, go into that one, edit here, edit thumbnail, change, to go recent images, that one there, and then here you can actually zoom in to crop it. So you don't even have to have cropped it before. Select. And now I've immediately changed my thumbnail now. That took like seconds to do. Also, while you're still in edit here, you can add extra words to this. So I did Happy Friday Stamping One Sheet Wonder. That doesn't really describe what I did at all. So roses and roses and music, hashtag beautiful friendship, hashtag, what's the name of that music one? Music from the heart. Because when you go back in, you have 100 characters. Whereas when you go live, you only have 60. Okay, so I've run out of space. So I'm looking here to think, what can I get rid of? So what I could do is get rid of the One Sheet Wonder and actually just put it all together as a hashtag. Heart, hashtag One Sheet Wonder. Save. Okay. And there we go. The thumbnail is way more interesting than it was before. Oops. Okay, see how that's a bit more interesting. Okay, have I made any comments? I love using scraps. Me and friends used to create together. She would chuck in bin. I'd be surfing through to make a card. Oh, I'm not a stinky crafter, I promise, but I'm an inky crafter. I love that, Vicky. Beginner guide. Some of the things you are covering tonight, but in short individual videos. Okay, yeah, that makes sense, Anne-Marie. Yeah, little how-tos, I guess. Okay, I'll have to think about that. So, Vicky, where are you? Janice Thompson's gone live with blah. Oh, it's been removed. That's so funny, Janice. Yeah. So, Vicky, what part of the world are you, UK? Don't give me specifics, but roughly. And can you find me on Facebook? To know about your crafting and what you get up to. Please join Artful Stampin Space as well, because it's a great way to get to know people better. Yeah, that's fine, Janice. But I think it worked for you because I saw that you put a really cool, it was a really good picture. Oh, thank you, Subo. You're welcome. Yeah, I think it was after doing that presentation yesterday. I thought actually maybe I could do some of this. I could share. Bedfordshire. Oh, cool. I have friends in Bedfordshire. Bedford itself, actually. Ah. Oh, Sharon saw it, Janice. Well done. Yeah, it came up on my YouTube feed. Hopefully that will help. Yeah, and I guess I'm all about finding, simpler ways to make things look effective without having to do lots of setup. Like before, a few months ago, I would spend ages. I'd take a photo, then I'd put it into PicMonkey, then I'd create, lots of words and for me to do a blog post, it was taking me like an hour or two. By the time I'd sorted out the video, the thumbnail for the video, thumbnail for the blah de blah. Oh, and now I just think, no, I haven't got time to do that. I'd rather spend the time doing lives and content because they're much more fun rather than typing. I have the suspicion the craft stuff which go viral is mostly something simple to reproduce. The craft stuff, do you mean? Which goes viral is mostly something simple to reproduce with a limited amount of things one must have. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, probably the two images that I think that have done the best for me on Pinterest look quite simple. It was the card that I did last summer with Snowfront and a card I did with blue and purple daisies. Those two cards just did so well for me on Pinterest. So it is also about figuring out a good system of taking your photographs, having a nice background, simple background, and so on. Sorry, I saw someone ask me a question then. Hold on. It's easier when I have it up on another device. Which is easier, more successful, Facebook Live or YouTube? For me, it's been YouTube. That's not to say you shouldn't do Facebook. It all depends where you want to concentrate, and it depends where you're trying to grow your audience. So on Facebook, I don't know if this is right, but I thought I had more UK people following me on Facebook, and yet when the last few months where I've done more lives, I've ended up having more online orders than ever. And that seems to have been through YouTube, I think. I try and ask people, how did you find me? So now that's not to say Facebook isn't important. I think having the two linked together means that you can make the the most out of the both platforms. So like on YouTube, it'd be really hard to create a community because it doesn't have a platform for that kind of interaction, that sort of forum like sort of setup. So Facebook is great for kind of creating that community. I've been watching Stampin' Up for what it feels like I've been crafting for 20 years until I became disabled 8 years ago with chronic ME and lymphoma. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Vicky. Oh, well, I'm glad you enjoy watching. Do you do anything at the moment? Are you able to, with help, or we've got a fabulous gadget called the Stamparatus that a lot of people who have difficulty putting pressure on stamps, they use the Stamparatus. But anyway, it's great to have you on board. It's lovely to meet you. You always watch on YouTube. Tips on how to stage a good picture. I've experimented with staging, and over the last few months I've kind of gone simpler. So I have on my desk, I don't know if you noticed, it's just a piece of wallpaper that I have covering a board, and then I put my grid paper, my scrap paper on top of that to do the stamping. And then when I want to take a photograph, I just pull that off, and I've got my wood effect wallpaper underneath, and then I just take my photographs. And then I also have a couple of other backdrops. So over there, I'm not going to show it to you because I'm so ashamed, it's so messy. I actually have a light box, but in it I just keep chucking stuff that I want out of the way, and every so often I do clear it. But I have on a piece of 12 by 12 card, this is wallpaper. So sometimes when I'm taking a photograph, I'll have a piece of this wallpaper as my flooring, and then I'll prop the brick one to make it look like bricks. Or sometimes I just lay that on the table, and then I put, I don't know, let's use that one. I just lay that on the table and take a photograph. The only thing about taking photographs when you're looking down is that if your light source is right above you, it creates a shadow. So if you're going to do that, it's probably best to do that when you've got natural daylight maybe coming through a window, so that you're not creating a shadow over your picture. Or if you've got another light source that can kind of cancel out the one above, then that's great. Or sometimes if you can just move over slightly, you can get rid of the shadow. So just be aware of shadows. So yeah, B&Q samples. Yeah, these were Wilco samples. Do you think it would be a good idea to sort of split the sessions with the amount of expertise needed? Yes, Martina, that's what Anne-Marie just said. Yeah, I'm kind of just answering questions at the moment. So, but I am seriously thinking of maybe doing a series of videos about YouTube and tips and stuff, and just creating a playlist if that would be helpful. So I guess I just need to remember that I don't need to give all the information at once. I guess because I'm my personality is to give, is to share, is to try and be helpful, that I have to remember that I don't have to give all the information in one go. So thank you. So it restricted me. With more I do, the worse it gets. I'm hoping the more I watch, I can fit a little in. Since I fell asleep a lot, I'm unorganised. Oh, Vicky. Well, I hope to help you if needs be. I like photos of crafts with just a solid colour background. Yeah, different people like different things, you know. Yeah, and it also depends on the card. You know, if the card's very detailed, then you don't want a detailed background. And some people get very well, you know, sometimes you can look at a photograph and you know exactly whose card that is because it's always styled the same way. So I guess over the years I've experimented, and if you look back on my Instagram account, there's all sorts of different styles and stuff. At the moment I've kind of stuck to the one with the wood grain, the greyish wood grain background, because I find it just nice and neutral, and it looks kind of rustic. But if you look at, like, say, some like Pootle's, Sam Donald's photos, she always just has a whitish background with those little drawers in the background, and it kind of like, you just look at it, you know it's hers, and that kind of is a good thing because it's branding. So yes please, says Monica. One of my clients is disabled and tells me what she wants, and I make the cards for her. Oh wow, sometimes my sister comes over and helps her too. Oh, so you do it together. That's lovely, Monica. Melanie. If you've got any ideas with storage for my stamps with dies and embossing folders together, that may help. Okay, so some people, do you have Stampin' Up products, or are you talking about general, you've got lots of different products from different companies? Okay, so for people who, I'll start with Stampin' Up because that's what I know. Some people will actually, if they've got a stamp set and die set that go together, they will just store their die, they'll take their dies out the packaging, and what they'll do is they'll put a magnetic sheet on the inside there, and then stick the dies to that so that they always keep the dies with the stamp set. Some people have like a file, and they'll put magnet sheet and they'll stick the dies in there. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Guys, you got any other ideas? I tend to just keep embossing folders in a little sort of drawery thing that you kind of rifle through. My stamps go on my shelf behind me. I don't know if you can see that. Ooh, there. And my drawers are a bit untidy, sorry about that. And at the moment I've got a lot of my newer stamps are just in a box on the floor because I'm trying to make sure I use them. That's the way I store my punches. I have like a pegboardy type thing, and those are my current punches. So hope that helps, Vicky. As I'm stuck, I got magazines I bought all dies from magazine. What are the stamps stored in? Oh, these stamps. So when you purchase Stampin' Up stamp set, they come in this case. That's how they are stored. And if they are rubber stamps, they come inside the piece that they were cut from. And I keep it all together. So you pull the stamp out, and it just means that you can at a glance know if some's missing. So that's what I do. Some people take them all out and keep them in individually, but I like to just leave them in so it's easier to know what's missing. So that's the way Stampin' Up supply their stamps. Now you can purchase Stampin' Up cases that are empty, and so I've kept my non-Stampin' Up stamps that I've kept hold of. I've kept those in those boxes. So just try and find some. Okay, so these stamps are from another company. So I've just kept these in the Stampin' Up boxes. So you can buy these in sets of 4, this size. Then there's the double thickness ones. And so these are just stamps that I want to keep. So I've just put that. And then because it kind of works like a CD case, you have this plastic. You see that? It's got this plastic thing here. I just cut a little piece of paper and just wrote on it and just slipped it inside. So it just says miscellaneous stamps. What have I got in this one? Oh, these are, who remembers rubber stamp tapestry? These are my rubber stamp tapestry stamps, peg stamps. So those fit really nicely in a case. So this is like a DVD size. And it's just nice because it all sits really neatly in a shelf or in a drawer, whatever. I've even got stamp sets from Stampin' Up prior to them coming out with the storage. So a few years ago, they would have what they called shell casing. So every set was in a different size casing. Oh, it was just a bit. So nowadays everything is streamlined. We all our stamps come in these, unless they are part of a kit and then they don't have any casing and you can just purchase one. I double up similar stamp sets to save space and use for contraband. Ah, that's a good idea, Wendy. You can use DVD boxes. They come also inside plain. Okay, yeah, great idea. Use up your old DVD cases. Yeah. Years ago, some stamps used to come in almost like CD cases. So, yeah, I guess just find what works for you. You know, I around my craft room, I've got like little drawers. I've got ice cream tubs. You know, I suppose if you're frugal, if you're a bit like me and you don't want to spend money on storage, you'd rather spend them on craft stuff, then have a think about everyday packaging and stuff that you throw away. You know, I remember a lady who she loved cross stitch, so to organise her embroidery threads, she would literally get a cereal packet and cut it down and just use the bottom of a cereal packet, and then she'd put her embroidery threads in little plastic bags, and she'd have them all lined up in her cereal box. So she also kept the capsule boxes, you know, the laundry capsule boxes. They're not the strongest, but for what she needed them for, she just kept things in there. Ice cream tubs. Like, if you always buy the same brand ice cream, you know, by the time you've got about 10 of those, that's great because they all stack up. So, you know, I've recently just tried to sort out some of my crafty bits because I don't just do Stampin' Up. I do workshops for elderly people. I'd sometimes do other types of workshops. So I have a lot of craft stuff that's not just Stampin' Up. So it's worth looking. I already love boxes. I keep everything, even ribbon for my clothing to make bows. Yeah, great. Yeah, but as long as you know, as long as you know what's in there, as long as you've got it organised, you've got labels on everything, then it just makes it so much easier to find everything, doesn't it? So contraband, yeah, non-Stampin' Up stuff we call contraband. Did you not know that, Linda? Butter tubs, yeah, margarine tubs. Oh, actually, I'll show you. So one of the current workshops I do is on a Monday morning with elderly folk, some people living with dementia, and there's a lady who, for some reason, where she lives, they use these tubs, and every few weeks she goes, Ruth, I've got another tub for you, and I have got in here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I have more somewhere because there should be more in here. And so in these tubs, what I've done is I've cut up, so this is green, I have cut up little square, ooh, they're like confetti, squares of green, any scrap, you know, pieces of card, paper I had in the house, I just cut into strips with my trimmer, and she just sat there and went chung, 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 and cut them into, they're not exact, they're just rough squares. So this is my mosaic bag, and a friend of mine gave me this bag, and it just so happens to fit them really nicely. And I've put I've written on them, on the sides, yellow, okay, or pink or blue or whatever, dark blue, light blue, and so there is a bit of a mixture of different colours. So if I'm doing a project where I want them to cover, you know, a space with colour, I just give them their glue stick, and you know, they sit and stick. So it's like mosaic, but it's paper card mosaic. So yeah, so I've got, what have I got in there? Beige, brown, yellow, mixture, red, aqua blue, pinks. Oh, strips. That's the other thing. You know, when we're cutting down strips for card bases and things, sometimes you can end up with loads of strips. So this is my strips box, which that's quite full actually. I might use that next week. I store my stamps and dies by theme. Ah, okay. Yeah, different people's brains work in different ways. Like, I think in colour. I also think alphabetically. So my stamps are stored alphabetically. My colours are stamped in colour Stampin' Up families because I'm still trying to get them to sink into my head. Occasionally I'll put my colours in more of a rainbow colour. And then I have jars of ribbons and things like that that are stamped, you know, they're in colour order. So do what works for you. Big family size veggie tin cans work great for holding pens, markers, scissors, rulers. Yes, great idea. Yeah, butter tubs are great for beads with felt on lid to stop beads running away. Good idea. I also use small coffee tins to hold stuff. Oh wow, Vicky. Oh great. Yeah, so I'm employed by Dementia Friendly Welsh Pool to go and deliver an activity session, and so we don't talk about dementia, we just get on and have fun, and so some of the folk there are living with it and some are not, and we just have great fun. Cool. Just reading back. There we go. Right, I hope this has been a useful little after show chat. I might keep it up here for a little while. Sometimes I'm not sure whether I should keep these up here because they're not really stamping, but I mean, if you guys find it useful, I'll leave this video up. There might be other people who find it helpful. I will have a think about what I can do about sharing YouTube tips and things. I guess I just need to get a bit more organised in my head and maybe write a list and just work through it and just shoot some videos, you know. I guess part of me, I'm an organising procrastinator. That's what I am. Like, the idea of organising, sitting down and organising fills me with dread. But actually, when I get on and do it, I love it. And once I have a plan, that's great. But the idea of doing it, it's just like, oh. But if you just ask me to come on here and talk, which I have done, I'm quite happy to do it. You've enjoyed this. Now to head to the craft room. Excellent. You're very welcome, Vicky. It's been really lovely to meet you. I hope we can connect on Facebook and stuff. Very useful. Please leave for a wee while. Wee while. Wee while. Or wee while. No, it's Irish. I can't do Scottish. I organise rather than create. Yeah, it does scare me. Yeah, okay, Babsy. I'll leave it up. You know what it is? I'll be quite honest with you. I think the people who are expecting a stamping video, they're just going to give me a thumbs down. But you know what? That's fine. It's okay because this is me keeping it real. Okay, Melanie, I will leave it. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Maybe what I'll do is I'll leave it up until I get my other videos up and going. It is still interaction. That's right, Janice. Thank you, Vicky. Oh yeah, no, I that's me. I've got to be truthful, but I will always try and say truth and kindness. You're very welcome, Becky. It's the weekend. It's Friday. Can you tell I'm a bit more relaxed? I'm like, oh, I don't need to go to bed so early. It's great. Oh, my room is a mess. Could someone come around and tidy my room up, please? I have ordered my extra Stampin' Blends today, and I've ordered the Stampin' Blend storage. So I am excited about that. Yes, it feels real, like you're sitting here as well. Oh, thanks, Martina. Yeah, so, but I've got to figure out where it's going to go on my desk, or is it going to go behind me, or, oh yeah, I've got to, actually, there's a little section on my desk over there of stuff that I don't reach for that often. So I might just need to kind of do another honest appraisal of my desk. You know, I did that a few weeks ago. Was it over Christmas? I think I did it. I kind of rejigged my desk. I've still got a box of stuff on the floor that came off my desk. So how many St. David's Day cards have I made? None. Sue, I've not made any. That's terrible. Actually, you've just reminded me, at my town hall tomorrow, they've got a St. David's Day coffee morning. I will go to that. Yes, I will do that. And wear a daffodil. I've got my daffodil. That's my daffodil. my daffodil out. So a couple of years ago for my downline, I bought these beautiful felt daffodils. So I will wear that tomorrow. St. David's Day is on Sunday, isn't it? Bobby! Late to the show! There we go. And my glittery lanyard. This was from my friend, a fellow demonstrator. She bought glittery lanyards for when we go to convention. How cool are they? You just got off the train. Oh, bless you. Have you been travelling? And just to show off, this is my lanyard that I put all my pins on, my Stampin' Up pins. So years ago, before they had a different system, they had bronze 1, bronze 2, bronze 3. So I've got all those, and then I've got my silver and silver elite badges, and then I've got the 30th anniversary, 5 years with Stampin' Up badge. I've only got 2 more years to go to get my number 10. And then what's that one? Be the difference. And what's that one? Be the difference, 25 years with Stampin' Up. Oh yeah, so that was the 25th anniversary, and that was the 30th anniversary one. So I used to love making flowers. I love daffodils. Oh, what did you make your flowers out of, Vicky? Paper or felt? Yes, Esther's. No, I've not seen it yet. She was telling me about it. She was stamping them. Oh, I can't tell you something. She's going to do something else daffodilly. Yeah, years ago, maybe I should have. I'll resurrect that video. I made daffodil pens. Paper flowers that went on a pen. I did a daffodil version. I will. You know what? I will try and find it now and share it with you. Daffodil pen. Artful stampin'. I wonder if that'll work. Let's see if that works. Oh yeah, that worked. Okay, let's share that with you guys now. Copy link. You can make from foamian. Okay, that's the one. That one. Card and ball tool. How long have you been Stampin' Up? I've been with Stampin' Up coming up to 8 years, Vicky. Have you used Stampin' Up products, Vicky? I have got some foamian, but I liked using it, but it took a long time. What do I do with the cards that I'm making? The cards I make online with you guys, I package up and try and sell them whenever I do a stall. Some get sent as thank you cards to my customers. Some end up, I give them away maybe as gifts. I've started trying to do that now. For people that I know like giving cards, I give them cards. Like for a birthday, like there's one friend of mine, 2 years ago I sent her 10 bookmarks, and then this birthday I sent her 10 cards. And I'm thinking I should do that more, because since doing more lives, I have cards coming out my ears. And then some of them end up going for charity. I sell for charity. So, yep. Sometimes I get commissions to do something a bit special. But those, yeah, so those I call, oh, excuse me, those I call my luxury cards. So if you look back on my other videos, they'll, you know, the description will be like luxury anniversary card or luxury wedding card or something like that. Those are usually my commissions, or for like somebody who's having a special birthday. Yep. questions? I've been on an hour. I'm going to turn into a pumpkin. I'm loving this daffodil on this blue top. It's fabulous. So if anyone wants to purchase one of these, my friend, she's called Fran's Crafts. She's on Instagram. She makes these, and she makes beautiful felt bouquets. She makes wreaths. I think I've told you about her before, and someone, Renee in Australia, bought something off her. So that was really lovely. But yeah, Fran's Crafts. She used to be really into paper crafts, and she was actually a demonstrator for a short time, and then she discovered felt, and she absolutely loves it now. So she sells on Etsy. She's got an Etsy shop, and she literally lives up the hill from me. Yeah, she's really lovely. So Fran's Crafts, if you want to purchase this daffodil. There we go. Mention that if you go and see her, do say, Ruth told me about you. So there we go. Right. I'm going to bid you good night. I've wanted to, but never found a great Stampin' Up demonstrator I led with. Did you include the envelopes with the cards? Yes. Yeah, so I packaged them up in a cellophane with an envelope, and then on the back I stamp so on the back goes a stamp with copyright Stampin' Up on it, usually, yep, and then my details and my phone number and my web page. Then the cards that I sell for Potter's House, the charity in Kenya that I support and I'll be going back out with, I put this sticker with a bit more information on it, and yeah. Does that answer your question, Linda? Sorry, Vicky, what were you saying? I've wanted to, but never found a Stampin' Up demonstrator. Vicky, I got one box of stamps. How big's the box exactly? Are we talking this size? This size? Good night, Sharon. Beautiful. She's so talented. Fran's Crafts. Do you know her then, Vicky? Vicky, do you know Fan? Or have you just looked her up on Instagram? I'll see if I can find her. Oh, for my flower. Hi, Renee. Let's see if I can find her. Search Fran's. Fran Hancock's her name. Oh, my husband's messaging me. Can I lock the back door and feed the rabbits or check on the rabbits? What can I show you that Fran's done? Oh, look at this. Can you see that? Sorry, I know there's a bit of a glare. That's what she's done recently. See if I can find her Etsy store. franscrafts.co.uk. Oh, you can just go, she's got a shop. Her best seller is her daffodil brooch. It's £5. Felt flower bouquets start from £18. Oh, she's recently done a new wisteria roses garland, felt flower garland. What? I muted the other Stampin' Up demonstrators which come up as a suggestion from YouTube. Did you? Oh, you're having a look at it, Janice. Yeah, the wisteria and roses are beautiful. Martina, what did you do? Why did you do that? Do you not want to watch anybody else? I'm so honoured. Yeah, she's got lovely stuff. Right, I'm sure she's listed on Etsy. Oh, there we go. My Etsy shop. What about Janice? Do you not watch Janice, Martina? When I used to craft, people never wanted to buy me, so I never thought Stampin' Up would work. Oh, thanks, Martina. Yeah, I suppose there's two ways to make... 2 ways, 3 ways, 4 ways to make money from Stampin' Up. They all require time and dedication and a business head, which is why it's taken me so long to start making money, because I didn't have a business head. I just have an artist head. I just want to have fun making stuff and then get paid to teach people. So it's only since I've applied myself to figuring out how this whole social media stuff works and connecting things together that it started to work a bit better for me. So it does take dedication, and you do have to approach it like a job. It's yeah, and the people who are making the most money out of Stampin' Up, they really do understand that. Yeah, so it's not a get rich quick scheme. You know, we're told we're not allowed to tell people that, and we don't. Well, I don't. It's not a get rich quick scheme. If you want to make money from selling cards that you've made, then you have to be prepared to be brutally honest with yourself and get some other people to be really honest with you about your designs, because many people make cards. Most people make it for their own enjoyment, and because they make it for their own enjoyment, they make what they like, which is fine. You know, that's absolutely fine. However, if you're making for a commercial market, you need to make sure that they look commercially viable. They look like they're on trend. They are using, you know, they are well designed, that, you know, they don't, in a funny way, they've got to almost not look like they're handmade. Does that make sense? And I prefer to use the term handcrafted, because a lot of crafters who try to sell use the term homemade. They go, oh, it's homemade, handmade, homemade. And when I see that, I just think you're not taking your work seriously, because I don't know, I think it dumbs it down a bit. So I tend to use the word handcrafted. Yeah, so to make money from selling art and crafts, there's a certain part of you that has to accept that most people are guided by trends and guided by color, you know, what colors are fashionable at any time, what images, you know. The reality is that animals come in and out of fashion, for goodness sake. You know, 10 years ago it was owls. Well, 8 years ago it was owls. Then it was, I don't know, what came after owls. Then we've had unicorns. Unicorns are really in. Unicorns aren't even a real animal, but there we go. Then we've had sloths are really in at the moment. Elephants used to be really in. Then what's really in at the moment? What's the other one? I don't know, foxes. Oh, foxes did their rounds about 2 years ago. So you have to kind of know what's on trend, know where people are at, and adapt. You know, as crafters, if you really want to make money, you have to adapt to trends. Unless you're an artisan, and that's different. I think if you're an artisan crafter with a specialism, then that's slightly different. and I don't think I can cover that in this conversation. But to make money from Stampin' Up, if you go down the party route, if you want to do parties for people, then you have to be super organised and dedicated to keep booking those parties, and getting people to book more parties from your parties. And customer service, you've got to be fantastic at that, getting back to people, giving them the right information at the right time. If you're doing an online business, you have to understand how online stuff works. You have to understand social media, hashtags, SEO, search engine optimization, all that kind of stuff. I'm halfway there. I'm not really big on it, but I know you need to know that sort of stuff. What else do you need to know if you're doing online? Again, be honest, tell the truth. Good customer service, say thank you. Yeah, so yeah, it can be done. It can be done. There are people who are making money from Stampin' Up, but there are a lot of people who enjoy being part of the community and getting their craft products at a reduced rate, which is absolutely fine. You know, if it saves you money in that sense, then do it. Join up. Currently the offer is really good. It's £99 and you get £130 of product, and you get a mini trimmer, and you get some papers, and you get a free stamp set of your choice out of the main and mini catalogue. So you could choose the most expensive set in the book, which I would do. I would choose a sentiment set or something like that, or just a big set, you know. So yeah, if anyone's watching and they want me to send them a catalogue, please let me know. Drop me a line at ruthtrice@gmail.com, and I'm happy send you a catalogue. Right, I think I've lulled everyone to sleep now. You're all going, time for sleep. Shall I tell you a bedtime story? Once upon a time, in a land far away, I got told I can be in a group online. I can't be in a group online unless I'm sharing. Do you mean a Facebook group, Vicky? Hi, Bev. I didn't realise you guys were commenting it. Well, they weren't coming up. You and Janice are my favourites. Oh, I couldn't find a good demonstrator. You do commissions, Wendy. Okay. Oh, you also stocked at a local fly shop. That's good. Get a thick skin. Yeah, you do have to get a thick skin, Wendy. Meerkats. Yes, they're in at the moment. It was something to do. I need to work. I took orders. People would tell me I need to start selling. I felt they were crap. People say like I. Oh, Vicky, sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's just a tricky business, and I don't think there's one particular answer or one. It's one of those things that you just got to keep doing and keep practicing and find your style, but yet also be aware of trends. Yeah, sorry you had a hard time with that. North Star, Wendy. Elf's num. You better type that again, Vicky. Yeah, so when people set up a Facebook group, whoever has set it up will have maybe their set of rules for their group. So some groups are very open. They just say, I don't know, they're around, you know, it's about, I don't know. Oh, my sister showed me there's a Facebook group for ugly paintings that you find in charity shops. So if you find a weird and ugly painting, you take a picture and you put it on this Facebook group. All right. So there's Facebook groups for everything under the sun. There's probably Facebook for people with funny glasses. There's Facebook groups for people who like to buy secondhand Cath Kidston. There's people who buy secondhand Stampin' Up. There are people who are Stampin' Up demonstrators. So those groups are limited to demonstrators. There are groups. I've just discovered there are Facebook groups of people who hate social workers and will put pictures of social workers because they hate them. There are all sorts of Facebook groups. So the thing to remember when you join one is find out what that group's about and whether or not you really want to be part of it, and also just kind of try to stick to the rules. So for example, I joined a Facebook group which was about dies that you buy to cut paper, and someone posted a picture of some dies they bought and said, look at this, look what I just purchased off AliExpress. And it was a fake Stampin' Up die. I was livid, so I just immediately said, this is a fake, and you know, please don't buy buying it. I immediately got banned from the group. And I got a message from someone saying, there are protocols. You're not meant to just reply. You're meant to contact the admin and blah, blah, blah. This is the way to do it. And you should, you know, basically within the rules, but I didn't read them. It was my fault. I hadn't read it. So there we go. Yeah. So that is why when I talk about my group, Artful Stampin Space, I try and make it clear that it's for people to share things that they've made. It's got to be made by them. If you share a photo, it's got to be made by you, and it should ideally be inspired by something they've seen me do on my channel. Now occasionally I let some people through who, I don't know, who, you know, they might post something of just something that they've made, and you know, that's lovely. It may not have been inspired by me, but that's fine. It's stamping, so I let it through. But I generally don't allow people to post links on there to anything else. That's for me to do. So I will just delete stuff. But it's my group. I can do what I want. You know, and if anyone wants to argue with me, that's fine. You can argue with me, and I'll explain what happened and why and whatever. But I'd like to think I'm generally a fair person. So, Vicky, I class myself as a hobby demo, but I have classes once a month. I love sharing the joy Stampin' Up brings to me. Oh, that's lovely, Monica. Yes, and there are a lot of people who sign up to Stampin' Up for the discount because they want to get product at a cheaper price, and then they talk to their friends about it and go, oh wow, discover this amazing company. I've got these spare catalogues, because when you join up you actually get 8 catalogues for free. That's part of your, I forgot to say that actually, that's what you get, and you get some order forms. So you've got your 8 catalogues, you may as well give them out, and you never know, you might get some orders. And if you get orders, it means that you don't have to, you are then ending up paying less for your products. So can I watch US? Yeah, you can watch whoever you want. Hi, Joy. Joy's a demo, aren't you, Joy? No, are you a demo, Joy? Why do I think you're a demo? Who else is on here? Bev is a demo. Can I watch US channel, Monica, please? Yeah, of course. You don't have any Monica, get making some videos. Oh, not anymore, Joy. It's just my hobby, so I give a lot away. So yeah, so people join Stampin' Up for all sorts of reasons. All sorts. Mainly it's because we love the products, and we kind of, as Stampin' Up people, or people who are fans of Stampin' Up or demonstrators, we kind of speak a Stampin' Up language, especially when it comes to the colours. It's like, oh, I'm wearing Blueberry Bushel today with my Daffodil Delight daffodil. Yeah, so it's quite nice. There's a kind of like community that's built up around it. Now, as with all communities, and I've said this before and I will say it again, sometimes we don't all get on, but it's okay. The thing to remember is to be kind, and if you don't like speaking to somebody, you don't need to speak to them. You don't need to hang out with them. But if you do, be kind. You know, that's what I say. You know, there'll be people that rub you up the wrong way. There'll be people who make stuff that you just don't like. There'll be people who do things that you just don't like. There are demonstrators that conduct their businesses in very different ways. I'm not saying it's, you know, they're not necessarily wrong. They're just different. So I'm not naive to think that just because I'm part of a Stampin' Up family that I'm automatically going to get up with every single Stampin' Up person. That would be a bit naive, wouldn't it? So, yeah. Hashtag keeping it real. Right, have I missed any more comments? You've been taking notes, Monica. Awesome. Yeah, Joy's on Periscope. Joy, when's your Periscope hop? Is it tomorrow? Bev's no longer a demo. Oh no, Bev. It's just my hobby. Da, da, da. Oh, you are, Lisa. I have loads of catalogues. Got to get them out. Yes, Wendy, get them out. Just have one in your handbag. Every time you go, hang around the craft magazine aisle in WH Smith's. Did you see that cheeky wink? Oh, hold on. Hang around the craft aisle of the book aisles of the craft section in bookshops. Just go. Here's a catalogue. Hint on how to get YouTube subscribers to do lives. I would focus on making sure you already have content on your YouTube channel. I would just keep creating videos and make sure they're on YouTube, because I get frustrated. It's happened a couple of times where someone's messaged me and said something about supporting their YouTube channel. I'm not going to go into specific details, but basically hinted that, you know, could you come and subscribe or whatever. And I've had a look and there's hardly anything there. So they're literally right at the beginning going, I would like to have a YouTube channel. Can you come and support me? I would say you've got more clout to invite people to come and support you if you've got a good, 20 videos already up there. So, you know, they don't have to be long. 10-minute little video, quick card, you know, decent content, not just pull it together cards, nice cards, or whatever it is, good tips. Write a list of all the things that you know how to teach. Okay, all the knowledge you have in your head about card making. You know, and for years I've said that I'm going to do a basics thing. I've never got around to it, and loads of other people do it fantastically well. But, you know, do it yourself. You know, how to make a card, how to cut card, how to make an envelope, how to, I don't know, how to score. You know, just really simple, basic content. And even if 10 of you who are watching me go out and do that, you're all going to do it in 10 different ways. So that's fine. Make sure your lighting is good. Make sure your sound is clear. Make sure your voice is clear. Okay, so that's another thing that bugs me, is when people mumble and you can't really hear what they're saying. Now, I'm laughing. I'm going to laugh because Sheila, if Sheila's watching me, the amount of times Sheila's told me to speak up, but I suspect it might not necessarily be just me. Generally, I try and make sure that my diction is really good. So I pronounce my words carefully, so you can hear me. And it also, another reason why it's really important to speak well is when you YouTube have got a automatic caption service, so it will take what you say, and if people are hard of hearing or can't hear at all, they can click the caption and YouTube will turn your voice into words. So it is important to try and speak quite clearly. Now, I have noticed though that YouTube are a little bit, they favour certain accents. So and sometimes it just picks up a word wrong, which is hilarious. It's really funny. But yeah, so good videos, put good videos up there, because Joy, when you then say to somebody, please can you subscribe to my channel, they'll come over and go, oh wow, this it's happening. You know, she's been posting regularly for the last few months. You know, she's got new content every week. They're well organised. You know, make sure you've got your playlists. You know, playlists of, you know, card making, scrapbooking, whatever it is you do. Make sure your playlists are there. Make sure your thumbnails are nice and clear. Make sure your description is sorted out. Okay? You can go on your PC and you can save your description that goes below your video, and you can cut and paste it into every video that you upload, so you don't have to rewrite the whole lot. Make sure there are links back to your blog. Make sure there are links to your Pinterest board, your Facebook, your online shop, or affiliate links if that's where the route that you're going down. Make sure all your links are there. Make it easy for people to subscribe. Ask people to subscribe. You know, every video you do, you should say, please like, subscribe. I know I sometimes forget, but I know I should do it. I do that captions on TV on card making when watching, as I have trouble hearing. There we go. Watching me with yes, Janice, and who's the other one? Scrimping Mummy. Scrimping Mummy, watch her captions. They are hilarious, because for some reason YouTube doesn't pick up her accent properly. If you want a good laugh, she's usually Scrimping Monkey something. Scrimping Mummy. No, it's Scrimp. Oh, anyway, it's very funny. If you want a good laugh, watch Janice's videos with captions and Scrimping Mummy. Anyway, she knows I messaged her about it. It's very funny. You're still learning the computer part. Okay. I will send you... There's a video that I've got online that's currently unlisted, but I only share it with people who are interested, and how to sort out their YouTube descriptions. Low battery. What? Low battery? I shouldn't have a low battery. Got it plugged in. Bear with. If you've got other questions. Scrimping Mummy, yeah. Yeah, Scrimping Mummy. She's a Stampin' Up demonstrator. What's her name? Janice, what's her name? Oh, Trisha, yeah. What's her name? Amanda Charlesworth. Amanda Charlesworth, that's it. Thanks, Bev. Right, let me just find this video for you. I did it a few months ago. Bear with. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? YouTube upload info tips. Right, okay. Share. Copy link. Okay, so this video up to now has only been shared with some of my downline and certain people, so I will share it on this chat for you. It's unlisted, it's not public, but I will share it here. Okay, that's a tip on how to get some of your information on there. Yeah, Amanda Charlesworth. Yeah, she's lovely. Very jolly. Super jolly, happy person. Right. This has been a bit of a marathon, hasn't it? But fun. Very, very fun. Nice to meet you, Vicky. And I will catch you again. Oh, yeah. Some videos that do quite well, and I want to do a few more of them, are things like, you know, 5 ways to use an embossing folder, 10 ways with this stamp set, you know, all that kind of stuff. Showing value for money, people love. Okay, 10 ways with a pen. How to draw 6 lines, different types of lines. 10 ways to drink a cup of coffee. 5 ways to wear your glasses. Yeah, late ones I get a bit silly. At university, I always used to say, when it gets to 3 o'clock, you know, when you're at uni, you kind of stay up with your mates. 3 o'clock was like a certain hour. I'd call 1 hour. I'd call silly hour, and then no, you didn't, Joy. How would you have done that? Silly hour, and then a toast hour. 3 o'clock in the morning was about toast hour. We'd stick the toast in, and we'd, you know, if you're a student, you'd always buy like cheap white bread. Cheap white bread, margarine at 3 o'clock in the morning. The best. So, well, it's you guys. You make it interesting because you're the ones that ask the questions. So let's have a look. Anyone else? Too funny. This is why I love your channel, Ruth. Thanks, Linda. When did you overstep? Let's have a look. Let's look back. Joy, should I ban you? I'm still learning the computer part. No, I'm not going to ban you for that, Joy. Yes, minus more. I'm not asking, but hope you know that. Hint to get you subscribed. Yeah, it's when you get a bit tired. Nice to meet you, Ruth, and to Monica and everyone else that's here. Lovely to meet you all. Thank you for answering my question. I'm so grateful to you all. You're very welcome. Nice to meet you too, Vicky. Yes, absolutely. No, that's fine. This video was very much about people asking questions and stuff. So, oh, I've only been card making for a year. Part of Stampin' Up for 7 or 8 months. Only hobbyist, but following several YouTube makers in a couple of groups, and they always mix eventually. Found you through another group when someone said you inspired her, and found several of those I follow here too. Hi from Colorado, Kia Von. Colorado, USA. Lovely. Welcome, Kia Von. What do you prefer to be called? Hello, I was watching your live done earlier, but decided to switch to this one and finish the other one later. This is where the party's happening. Oh, I was meant to drink my water. I got to drink my water. Yeah. This reminds me of the old Periscope days. Bev, are you still on here? Sit and chat for ages. Kia. Oh, my given name is Kimmy. Only one M. Kimmy. Oh, you missed me on Periscope. Oh, Ruth, the same thing happens to me like it does here. Oftentimes I must turn up the volume quite high to catch what you're saying. Seems like your voice lowers and you talk to yourself. Yes, I do sometimes. I'm sorry. But I don't mind you telling me. Yeah, I think it's when I'm sort of focusing on stamping, I almost forget you're there. And I just go, oh, blah, 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 blah. I've got vague recollection of that, Bev. Hold on, let me look back on Periscope. When was that? How long ago was that? Now, you know what? I'm really scared. I've looked back on Periscope and there's still the video on there of when I went to New York and I met up with Jodie for the first time, and I'm like running to meet her. There are some videos that Periscope have taken off, and I'm really worried that they're going to take that one off. So I'm going to try and save it, like screen capture it, because I'd be so upset if I lost that video. I cry every time I watch it. So for those who don't realise, Periscope is a live broadcasting app. I've watched you on my laptop and the sound is awful. I've gone back to watching on my phone. Monica, the other option, Janice has put earplugs in. She watches and puts earphones in. Broadcasts. A few months ago, I dropped it in the pot. Let's have a look. What was I cooking? Oh, who remembers the scope that I did from... Hi, Vicky. The scope we did last year, me and Esther did from Onstage. We've met so many awesome people on Periscope and YouTube. Yeah, definitely, Bev. I found it. It was a year ago, Bev, about noodles. Falling into noodles. I found it. Just got back from church women's breakfast. Nice. I only struggled once when we used the other phone. Oh, yeah, the other phone. We won't talk about the other phone. Yeah. Yeah, that on stage with Esther, and we were reading out the menu, and we had our noodles in the hotel room. Oh, man, I'm going to have to go to New Orleans. Bev, how far away are you from New Orleans? There's also one of a previous on stage where we put the after eight on our heads. That is so funny. That is such a funny scope. Anyway, you guys who haven't got Periscope, you can go and join Periscope and find me on Artful Stampin. Have I seen? Yes. I'm not going. Are you going, Wendy? It's too far from me. Bev. That's quite far, isn't it? Linda! Thank you. You're so gorgeous. You're so cool. I'd love to visit New Orleans, but even living in the USA, it would be a trip I'm unable to make, so I'll just watch Susan on YouTube too. Oh, it was amazing. A lady from Mexico who runs open arms childcare for children with birth. Oh, wow. Oh, Vicky, can you message me the details about that? Because that's basically the charity I support in Kenya. That's what they're trying to do. They don't want kids to go into care. They want them to like live with families. Yeah, no, that does make sense, Vic. Yeah, can you send me? Thank you, Linda. That was great. Thanks for super chatting. I'm so lucky the Scottish on tour is only half an hour away from me. I know. You see, I'd almost consider just coming all the way up to Edinburgh and just go to Edinburgh's one just to make, you know, have fun. Bristol 6 weeks. Although, Wendy, if you are thinking of going to Bristol, Esther's thinking of going to the Bristol one. Yeah. I think I'd rather save my pennies and go to New Orleans. And I'll YouTube live from New Orleans. My phone keeps telling me my battery's low, so I'm turning my light down a bit. What's the time? Is it bedtime? 12:30. I've got to go and check on the rabbits. So some friends of ours have gone to New Zealand and they've left us with their rabbits. So, 15 minutes away. Oh, that's helpful. I think that said 15 minutes. Yeah. Fun in New Orleans, yeah. I'm just looking back on who's commented on my YouTube. Someone's just watched a video from a really long time ago and commented on it. That's cool. Right. I need to go. I really do need to go now. Fabulous, Dolly. You know what? I didn't even think of that extra day idea. So cool. You know what? I might, yeah, I've been sticking, Esther gave me a whole bag of swaps and I've got stuff that I need to make up cards with. So I did start making, and I need to put stickers and bag them and get some envelopes. So I'll probably be doing that tomorrow for the charity. So, yay. Right, take care. Lovely to see you all. I hate goodbye, so I'm just going to get on and say it, and hopefully see you at some point tomorrow. So if you don't subscribe already, please do. And if you're thinking I've been talking to myself the whole time, just press chat and you'll see all the chat that's gone on before. Oh, yes, Dolly. Melanie wanted your email address. Oh. Dolly's just slow getting back to you. Then there was somebody. Yeah, Melanie. Dolly's slow. She's just confessed it. There was somebody in Canada who wanted trimmer blades. I can't remember who that was. So if there's anybody in Canada that's got spare trimmer blades, can you let me know? Because there was somebody who... Oh, thanks, Monica. There was somebody who wanted trimmer blades in Canada. So let me know. Right, it's just, you know what? It's been lovely to hang out. Thank you very much. It's cheaper than going down to the pub. I've said that about 3 times tonight. Right. Okay, take care. Lots of love to you all and see you soon. Bye.